Outwork yesterday. Build a mindset that never quits. Listen carefully, because this is not just another speech. This is a summons. A call to arms against your own mediocrity. A challenge to the comfortable, predictable patterns that have kept you circling the same mountain year after year. You see, most people spend their entire lives shackled by the ghost of who they were yesterday. They let yesterday's failures dictate today's confidence. They let yesterday's comfort dictate today's effort. And without ever saying it aloud, they quietly surrender their future to the person they used to be. Not you. Not anymore. Because from this day forward, you're going to learn to outwork yesterday. You're going to build a mindset so relentless, so unbreakable, that even your former self won't recognize you. Think about Thomas Edison, a man who failed over 1,000 times before lighting up the world. Imagine the conversations he must have had with himself. Imagine the nights he stared into darkness, wondering if he was chasing a phantom. But he refused to be outworked by yesterday's doubts. Each sunrise he stepped back into the lab, resolved to beat his last attempt. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times before the world ever drove his cars. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Abraham Lincoln lost countless elections, faced heartbreak, battled crushing depression, yet still rose to carve his name into the bedrock of history. Do you see the pattern? Greatness isn't born. It's built. Brick by brick. Day by day. Outworking the old self with every sunrise. This is where it begins, in the mind. You have to forge a mindset that refuses to bow. A mind that whispers, "Yesterday was good, but today we demand more." Not more comfort, not more distractions, not more hollow praise, more growth. More grit. More audacity. Because the truth is brutally simple: if your mind quits, everything else does. Your legs will stop running, your hands will stop building, your voice will stop speaking your dreams into life. That's why your greatest work isn't just what you do in the world, it's what you do in the silence of your own thoughts. Picture your mind as fertile ground. Every doubt you entertain is a weed. Every limiting belief is a stone that chokes the roots. Pull them out. Make space for something extraordinary to grow. Now pair that mindset with unshakable belief. Not the frail, fair-weather kind of belief that sings when times are easy, then breaks when storms arrive. I'm talking about the belief that stands alone on the battlefield, outnumbered, and still refuses to lay down its sword. Carnegie had it. Oprah has it. Jobs, Musk, Mandela, all of them saw something invisible long before the world applauded it. They carried a vision so vivid it was as if destiny whispered it into their ears at birth. But belief without clarity is like a ship without a compass. You need to know what your life is building toward. What mountain are you climbing? What legacy are you daring to carve out of the granite of time? Write it down. Etch it so deep into your consciousness that when fear knocks, your purpose answers the door. And once you have that vision, discipline becomes your sword and shield. Discipline is showing up when motivation doesn't. It's practicing your craft while the world parties. It's saying no to the easy path because you've chosen the meaningful one. Discipline is what carried Lincoln through failure after failure until he finally held the reins of a fractured nation. It's what drove Kobe to the gym before dawn, while his rivals still slept. It's what will carry you through when excitement fades and only your character remains. Understand this. Action is your declaration to the universe that you are serious. You can think all day, visualize until your mind burns, but until your feet move, your hands build, your mouth speaks life into your ambitions, nothing changes. So take imperfect action. Stumble if you must, crawl if you have to, but keep moving. Each step is a blow against yesterday's limitations. Each act of courage is a brick in the fortress of who you are becoming. And as you build, never forget gratitude. Gratitude is the fuel that keeps the fire burning when the nights grow cold. It's the force that transforms burdens into blessings, setbacks into setups. Because when you're truly grateful for the fight, the grind becomes sacred. The journey itself becomes the reward. But stay adaptable. The world will change. Your plans will be tested. What you thought was a straight line will become a maze. Flex. Pivot. Learn. Just like water shapes itself to the contours of the rock, yet ultimately wears the rock down, you must be fluid, relentless, but never rigid. Finally, anchor yourself in resilience. The kind of resilience that laughs in the face of rejection. That stands back up when failure has knocked out your teeth. Because life doesn't hand crowns to the cautious. It rewards the stubborn hearts who refuse to stay down. So tomorrow, when you rise, look yesterday in the eye and promise this, I will outwork you. I will outgrow you. I will outrun every shadow of who I used to be, Because greatness is not a single moment. It is the relentless accumulation of days when you chose discipline over comfort, belief over doubt, vision over distraction, and action over fear. Outwork yesterday. Outdream yesterday. Outlive yesterday. And when you finally stand atop your mountain, breathless and battered by the climb, you will smile. Because you'll know exactly who carried you there.